This Saturday, 22nd of November, we're recording a live show, our 100th episode in front of an audience at the Dot Theatre in Dublin. Tickets are now available at boypartypod.com. We hope to see you there.
You know what Sony had? The Holy Trinity. Leo, Brad, and Margot. Who do you have?
This week, Shane and I are discussing Sean Penn, Naomi Watts, and Benicio del Toro in 21 grams. This is Boy Party. They say we all lose 21 grams at the exact moment of our death. Everyone, the weight of a stack of nickels, the weight of a chocolate bar, the weight of a hummingbird. How much does podcast weigh? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Boy Party, a podcast about movies where three major stars share the screen and battle it out for the most screen time, awards, attention, the highest paycheck, and so on. My name is Lucian Waddaly, and I'm joined, as always, by the man who took the heart of my dead husband, and now, naturally, we have to form a relationship. It's Shane Kelly.
Hello, and welcome to our episode on Vice.
Hello, everyone. We are talking about Vice, the Adam McKay movie, in the wake of, obviously, Dick Cheney's death. Of
course.
We like to cover episodes. We like to do episodes about movies with people who have just passed away.
And
so
there's no greater boy party than Dick Cheney and George Bush.
Yes.
You know?
So we're talking about Vice, starring Christian Bale and Sam Rockwell. Only messing. It's a different heart transplant movie. It's 21 grams. We spent a huge amount of the time when we were watching this film researching. When I say researching, Googling Wikipedia, Google AI summary, maybe, of how heart transplants work.
Lucian was confused by the idea of how a heart works and why we can't just keep everyone alive forever if we can keep giving them heart
Folks,
transplants.
to me, it seems that if you can take a heart out of a dead person and put it into an alive person and make them, and they survive, it should be possible to save literally any dead person with a heart transplant.
Now, what you need to consider there is that the body has multiple things going on, and
brains can shut down before hearts
brains
do,
and nerves and livers.
Also,
and
if you were to give a heart transplant to everyone who died, you'd run out of hearts pretty quickly.
You would.
Although, I guess my theory would be, could we not come up with an artificial heart,
we do.
mechanical heart, to save every dead person?
I think there are mechanical hearts.
Well, then we should be able to save every dead person.
No, because not everyone dies of heart failure, as I have explained.
All right, fair enough. It just I always assume that the entire life stream in someone is based on their heart, and that if the heart is working, everything should be working. No. But I know that's a completely unmedical response. Anyway, folks, we're doing a live show on Saturday. Let's plug it. Boy Party Live. It's happening this Saturday, 22nd of November. This is your last chance to buy tickets. It is going to be at the Dot Theatre in Dublin on Saturday, and you can buy tickets now at boypartypod.com. Limited tickets remaining. We're going to be doing a great 100th episode in front of an audience. We're going to be discussing one of the most iconic Boy Party movies of all time. We're not revealing what it is in advance, but it'll be a great time. We're going to have some fun lists and games and quizzes and all sorts of stuff for an hour in the Dot Theatre. Please join us. We'd love to see you there if you're based in Dublin.
Please do not come if you have any heart problems, because it is going to be wild.
It's going to be wild, and we do not have
transplant
we
hearts
don't have
available.
transplants available. But you know who does? Sean Penn.
Penn.
One of our greatest political advocates in the world. Sean Penn. Normal, cool guy.
We're not going to talk about what he's advocating for, but
he
is advocating.
The woman respecter. The man who will bring Vladimir Zelensky up on stage if he wins Best Supporting Actor this year. Sean Penn, who co-stars in this movie with Naomi Watts and Benicio del Toro. Now, Sean Penn and Benicio del Toro are going to probably both be nominated for Best Supporting Actor this year for the same movie in which they are both, let's be real, absolutely outstanding. One battle after another. And 22 years ago, they were in another movie together called 21 Grams. At 22 years, 21 grams. And is this movie as good as One Battle After Another? That remains to be discussed.
No, I 100% thought this would be a drugs movie, considering the word grams in the title.
So did I.
It is not at all.
No. It's a bit of a drugs movie.
It's a bit of a drugs movie.
I think Naomi Watts' character does drugs in maybe 50% of her scenes in this film.
Sure.
I think this is a drugs movie, but it is many other things.
Yeah.
It is, for example,
spiritual.
A car crash movie.
Yeah.
It is a heart transplant movie.
It is a time movie.
It is a prison movie. It is a Jesus movie. It's all these things, and also none of them. It is dreadful and a really, really unpleasant watch.
Yeah. Now, I was also the world's most tired man watching this in
We watched it over two
parts.
chunks. Yeah.
We did, and I was incredibly tired for both.
Yeah, you were.
Not an inspiring watch when you're dozing off on the couch.
It's a yellow and brown film.
Oh, giving it yellow is a bit too much credit. It's like
like
desaturated yellow.
It's piss color, like it's piss.
Yeah.
It looks like a Hollywood film shot in Mexico would look. Color grading is racist. Like we grade
set in Texas, I guess.
Yeah, we graded this one for a poor country, which is interesting because Iñárritu is obviously from that part of the world himself. A lot of his films are like this. I think there's a lot in common with this movie and his movie Babel with Brad Pitt and Cate Blanchett, which is a really bad film, which has a lot of this same like interconnecting lives and tragedy. And Crash obviously kind of operates in this space, but I think Crash is by far a more accessible, conventionally entertaining film than this.
And as is Serendipity, which we watched last night.
Is Serendipity a bit like this?
It's just like people running around trying fate. Exactly. Yeah.
Just different films like this. I think this is the most miserable version of this type of thing, and Babel has the same issues. His movie Beautiful with Javier Bardem is slightly more tolerable than this. It's set in Madrid. It's a Spanish language film where Javier Bardem is like struggling to, provide for his children. He has cancer. His ex-wife is a drug addict. It's like piling misery on top of misery. I think Javier Bardem is very good at keeping that maybe on the tracks in a way that this film doesn't. It helps that he's sort of one sole protagonist, whereas this film, as boy parties tend to do, splits its attention between three leads, and I think suffers as a result. None of them are really fully developed characters.
It also kind of goes in reverse chronological order.
It's told not really. In random generate. Like it is, they took all the scenes, they put them in a software, they clicked randomize, and then the film just proceeds like that.
And you know what? I found that element of it to be pretty functional.
It's the most interesting part.
Yeah.
Because you're like, this is jigsaw puzzle viewing. I'm now trying to figure out where this goes, slot it in. But it doesn't lead to any tension or suspense because I don't think any big reveals are withheld for very long.
No.
It sort of gives you the important information pretty early on. And then all you're seeing is kind of arbitrary gaps in the story being filled in that you could have probably figured out yourself anyway. Like, you learn pretty early on, Naomi Watts was married to Danny Houston.
Yeah.
Danny Houston and her kids are killed in a car crash.
Yeah.
We then learn pretty soon after that Benicio was the driver who killed them.
Yeah.
And that's all in the first 20 minutes. Then the second reveal, I guess, is that Sean Penn has gotten Danny Houston's heart in a transplant.
Yeah.
That's before the midway point of the film. Nothing new is revealed for the rest of the movie. Other than how do the three characters end up in a room together with Sean Penn bleeding out onto the floor, which we've seen at the very beginning.
Yes.
But it's not that exciting to learn how they end up in that room together when you already know what the connections are between them. You know about the car crash, you know about the heart transplant.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to learn.
You can kind of...
You can just
you can
join the
infer
dots.
what's going on. Yeah.
The dots are pre-joined, and the movie's like, no, bear with us.
Like, ultimately,
we're gonna join the dots.
Yeah, like, ultimately, they just live in a small, like, southern border town in the US, I imagine, and people run into each other when you live in a small enough town.
It's not that exciting. It's our housemate compared it to Arrested Development season 4, which I actually think is quite a good comparison now that I think of it, because Arrested Development season 4 does that thing where episode 1 is Jason Bateman, episode 2 is Will Arnett, episode 3 is Jeffrey Tambor,
right? And
they all walk past each other in the background and stuff.
Do you know what does this good? House of Dynamite.
House of Dynamite.
Well, actually, that's kind of a more of a...
Is there something else coming out soon that's doing this where different people... Oh, the Beatles movies might do this.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, this is one linear thing. And also...
that's one Beatle after another.
It is. We watched Aintus recently, an Irish film, which is told in complete reverse order.
Yeah.
Up until the last 2 minutes, which happen
It reverts back around.
It reverts back around.
Yeah.
But it happens back to front. Every scene going backwards in time, a la Christopher Nolan's Memento. And that was a really well done version of that, where it was like actually revealing new information as it went backwards in time. You're like, someone has died. There's a funeral. Oh, she died because she killed herself.
Yeah.
Why did she kill herself? Oh, there was a scandal at her job. Why was there a scandal? Oh, because
financial
of this.
trouble. Yeah,
and then you learn about 2/3 of the way through the movie that the main character is the police. Which you haven't known the entire time.
No.
Really good way of like dishing out little bits of.
It does, and like I think the way you have to kind of approach it is every new bit of information revealed to you going back in time help you kind of recontextualize
what
you've seen already exactly. And does it explain something new to you?
Yeah. 21 Grams doesn't do that. No, there's no recontextualization. The only events that make anything seem different is the car crash and the heart transplant. And otherwise you're like, these people are miserable. Their motivations are illness and addiction.
Yeah.
And accidental death. There's nothing else to learn.
When motivations are stuff like illness and addiction, you can essentially explain anything because they're not being rational.
Exactly. Oh, he did that because he was crazy because he's an addict.
Yeah.
There's no
That's not
need
compelling.
to tell me oh, the credit union lost all the money or whatever, like, ain't it? Like, there you need to have some sort of narrative thrust that isn't just this person is at their lowest.
Yeah.
But Iñárritu is obviously really interested in people at their lowest.
Yeah.
Oh, Javier Bardem, he's got cancer and he's going to kill himself. Like, it has to be this like borderline suicidal misery in all his characters. It's just a bad, cheap way of telling a story that I think is like, he's like, I'm curious about people when they're absolutely fucking miserable. And it's like, I'm not really. Like, I feel bad for people who are miserable. I'm not really interested in like spending 3 hours with them. It's a real drag to spend 3 hours with someone who's miserable.
Like, there's a way you can do this where you kind of offer a contrast where it's super bright, it's super visually maybe engaging, and then you're maybe creating some sort of unusual lens to see the suffering through. Whereas this is, everyone's sad. This looks like shit. Everything, it makes me sad. It makes you sad. There's not a lick of humor in it. And you're just kind of, all right, what am I getting out of this?
This is his second movie. He makes his big first hit in Mexican film is Amores Perros in 2000. And then he immediately goes and makes a movie in America with Sean Penn, which is kind of nuts, in 2003. Then he goes and makes Babel, which is, Brad Pitt. So he's continuing on this big American star thing. And then Beautiful is in Spanish, made in Spain with Javier Bardem, who is an Oscar winner at that point. And then his next two films are the Oscar frontrunners of their respective years. Best Picture winner, Birdman, and then sort of Best Picture runner-up, Best Director winner, The Revenant, which comes out less than a year after Birdman, which is insane.
Oh, yes, The Revenant.
And then he has only made one more movie since then. He's released one more movie since then, which is Back to Mexico for Bardo, which I might argue is my favorite film of his.
Bardo.
Yeah, like it's maybe not. Birdman is an easier watch maybe, but I liked Bardo a lot.
Yeah,
and I think I had less complaints about it than I do about Birdman. And then he has his untitled 2026 Tom Cruise vehicle, working title Judy, which is released in, I believe, November of next year, October 2nd, 2026. A major Warner Brothers Pictures release. They've put it in the One Battle After Another slot.
Okay,
and as much as he's not a filmmaker I care very much for, I am naturally very excited for this movie.
He's not one of the boring guys that you're not kind of...
Tom Cruise making a movie with a Best Director Oscar winner means that Tom Cruise was not the heaviest name on that set necessarily.
Yeah, ultimately, he's not going in to dominate.
No. It's not, he hasn't gotten one of his...
Has he got a producer credit on it? Or would that be
he does.
known yet?
He does. But it's part of his big new deal at Warner. It's the first movie in his big new producing deal at Warner Brothers. He's got a deal set up at Warner Brothers to produce
I wasn't aware of
movies
this.
for himself.
Yeah.
He's shifting away from Paramount now that Mission is over, and he's doing stuff at Warner. I think after basically a decade of only working with Macquarie and Doug Liman, it's very good to see him work with someone who probably did boss him around a bit. I don't think Iñárritu is a particularly inspiring filmmaker, but it's different. And this movie sounds good. It sounds really good. The premise: the most powerful man in the world causes a disaster and embarks on a mission to prove he is the savior of humanity.
Sorry, this is just Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I know it is. It sounds like a bit like honestly, that log line reminds me a bit of Pluribus.
Let the entity out of the box.
Yeah, it reminds me of Pluribus a bit.
Yeah,
the tagline of Pluribus is like, or the log line is like, the most miserable woman in the world has to save humanity from happiness.
Yeah,
I'm not loving Pluribus as much as everyone else, but I do like when something has this kind of abstract.
Yeah,
like that sounds class. Like, what is it going to be? Is it a Jesus thing? Is it like a guy who makes the fucking? Is it Bruce Almighty? Like, what's it going to be? What's the tone going to be? Supporting cast: Jesse Plemons,
fine.
Sandra Hüller, okay. Riz Ahmed, yeah. Emma Darcy, Sophie Wilde, Robert John Burke. I don't know who that is. Bern Gorman, Michael Stuhlbarg, John Goodman. Let's go. Bern Gorman desperately needs a good role. He's wasted in Frankenstein. October 2nd, 2026. I mean, it's shot on 35mm VistaVision, just like One Battle After Another. It is the closest we're getting next year to One Battle After Another retread.
Yeah.
Big director, big star, Warner Brothers, October. I'm excited. And it's original story, big budget, like... I mean, that's kind of default one of my 3 most anticipated films of next year.
I'm also excited by the fact that I have no expectations for it.
Yeah, well, I do from a Cruise perspective.
Yeah, 100%. But
last time Cruise did an original film really was American made.
Yeah,
which I've never finished. So hit or miss.
Like he tends to not underwhelm in his performances.
No, he doesn't.
Like there's bad scripts and there's bad direction, but he's generally fine.
Yes. It's giving me Vanilla Sky vibes from the premise, which is a film I love.
Fine.
What are your thoughts on Birdman, Revenant, 10 years on? You've seen both, I
I
think.
haven't seen The Revenant.
You haven't seen The Revenant?
Bits and pieces. Like, it's never something I have the desire to sit down and
It's
watch.
like, it's totally fine. It's fine.
It's a real, like, it's kind of become a bit of an RT Christmas
yes,
staple.
It has.
Because I think Irish people were probably more aware of the Oscars that year just because Leo won.
Yes, I think so.
And that was a big...
Oh, Brooklyn was that year. And Room.
Yeah.
Irish people were very engaged with the Oscars that year.
2017?
The Oscars of the films of 2015.
Films 15. Yeah.
Oh, Irish people were fucking locked in that year because a Lenny Abrahamson movie won Best Actress.
Yeah.
Saoirse was up. Crowley, Brooklyn was up.
Yeah.
And Leo won. That was a good Oscar year. And then
Yeah.
Spotlight wins Best Picture.
Sure.
And basically only wins Best Picture because they didn't want to give it to Iñárritu 2 years in a row.
Birdman, seen once. I liked it when I watched it.
I liked it a lot when it came out. I haven't watched it in full since. I have talked about the Edward Norton performance, which I think is wonderful. I don't really like anything else about it that much.
We have identified in recent years that 2015 is the most fake year of all time.
It is a fake year.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we're 10 years on for it now, and I'm looking back at these 10-year milestones, and I'm like, fake.
Yeah.
The only real movies from 2015 are... Well, sorry, Birdman came out in 2014.
Okay.
Yeah. The only real movies from 2015 are Steve Jobs and Inside Out. And maybe Star Wars. Like, you've got shit like Bridge of Spies and The Martian. Those are not real movies.
They're tiny.
Those are fake movies. Birdman, though, sees Iñárritu reunite with Naomi Watts.
Yeah.
One of the stars of 21 Grams. And I don't remember her doing much in that. I feel like Birdman
I had completely forgot she was
really
in it.
wastes her. Like, if you're thinking the female performances in Birdman, Emma
Stone.
Stone, who got Oscar nominated.
Yeah.
Andrea Riseborough, I remember having a lot to do.
Okay.
Who I don't like, but she's in it a lot. Amy Ryan is in it a lot. And then the critic character is played by your one who plays Crudup's mother on the morning show, Lindsay Duncan.
Yes. Very good.
Like, I think Naomi Watts is like the 5th most significant female character in that film. And the female characters in that film are not given great service. You know who else is in it? Merritt Weaver.
No way.
And Bill Camp. I guess I do need to watch it again.
I think I need to watch
Jackie
it again.
Hoffman, yeah.
When did I watch this? Probably 2018, 19.
Birdman, God. I went to see that on New Year's Day.
Lovely.
And then I got my braces the next day. The worst weekend of my life.
Brace man.
Brace man. So 21 Grams was released in 2003, and my memory of this film being released is that my parents rented it from Extravision. And I remember going, my parents were really kind of vibing with Sean Penn in the early 2000s. I feel like that he was kind of their guy for a couple of years.
Many people were.
I think his particular kind of smarmy intensity was working wonders on people. He was sort of doing a new version of the Jack Nicholson thing, slightly less charming.
Yeah.
And then I guess he kind of got replaced at some point in the mid-2000s by like Christian Bale and people like that. But he was definitely the prestige movie star of the moment for 5 years.
Yeah. He's not anymore. Like he's
not a star anymore.
No.
I would argue. I actually think.
Sorry, the reason he's not getting leads in one battle after another.
No, by no means. Like Leo and Christian Bale both kind of took over where he was at.
Yeah.
Viggo Mortensen maybe a little bit. I don't know, but he was anyway. He was the guy you'd put in your movie if you were making your sad drama and you wanted an intense guy who would like gain weight, lose weight, do a voice, grow a beard. So I remember my parents watching this, and I don't think they liked it very much. And I was like, "Why is it called 21 Grams?" They were like, "Ugh, I don't know." I actually specifically remember one of my parents going, "I don't know, something to do with drugs." So like you. And then they watched it, and they were like, "Oh, it's complicated. I don't know. It's all." And then I just remember thinking that movie sounds boring.
Yeah, it's unfortunately like a film named and taglined after one of these random Instagram posts.
Yeah, exactly. This movie may as well be called, like Chakra vibe, Labubu vibe.
Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it could be.
I mean, this movie is fucking utter dog shit. There's supporting cast members. We should shout out Charlotte Gainsbourg plays Sean Penn's miserable wife. Danny Houston plays Naomi Watts' dead husband. Melissa Leo plays Benicio's miserable wife, and Clea Duvall plays Naomi Watts' sister.
Miserable sister.
She seems pretty. She's happier than her sister.
Sure.
And then we have King Zionist himself, Eddie Marzan, who plays a priest.
He's kind of a pastor.
Yeah,
for, like,
he's like
prisoners?
an American pastor in prison. I don't know if you're hiring an actor in 2003 to play an American pastor in jail.
Yeah.
Why would you hire like weird little English character actor Eddie Marzan? He must have just been hanging out in LA auditioning for this stuff. I do enjoy the occasional Eddie Marzan performance, but sometimes you're like, he just doesn't need to be here, and he just seems like a bad person. I just rather he not be in this. Recently, I had the same experience where he showed up in the Irish film Fran the Man, and he did not need to be there.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. It's the biggest name they could get, I suppose.
Yeah, I just need an English football manager guy. Yeah. Like, honestly, at that point, just get Jimmy Carr. Like, what? Like they're equally bad.
Don't say that.
They're equally
don't
bad.
say no. Don't say that.
So anyway, Sean Penn, is one Oscar win when he's in this movie. He's gotten his first Oscar for the Clint Eastwood movie not Miller's Crossing. I literally can't remember the name of the film. Mystic River.
It is Mystic River, yes.
It's similar to Miller's Crossing, Mystic River, which he plays a grieving father who screams and cries a lot. I watched it like maybe 8 years ago, and I thought it was crap, but I'm gonna go back and watch it because the trailer did like it ticked a few of my boxes.
Yeah.
Like, Tim Robbins, like, I'm the killer. He won his supporting actor Oscar for this.
Yeah.
Sean Penn's decade prior to Mystic River sees him play man with intellectual disability in I Am Sam, opposite Michelle Pfeiffer. He is kind of the lead of The Thin Red Line. I mean, The Thin Red Line, the Terrence Malick movie, which is an incredible film. I remember being part of my Sean Penn awareness moment in 2003 where my parents were like, Thin Red Line is so good.
Yeah.
Sean Penn's in that. But really, Adrian Brody and Jim Caviezel are kind of the main guys.
And it's rare for you to praise a war film.
Yeah, I know. Thin Red Line's really good. Because Terrence Malick is a guy who's interested in like plants and flowers and trees.
Yeah.
Making a war movie. So that is a film that is mostly about like how war affects a film I haven't seen in years.
The environment around it.
How war affects the environment around it. How like soil and trees and this kind of thing is affected by battle. It's a good movie. He plays Michael Douglas's brother in The Game. He's in Dead Man Walking, directed by Tim Robbins, where he plays like a guy on death row. I haven't seen that, but that was a big awardsy movie. And he's in 2 De Palma films as well. He's in Casualties of War with Michael J. Fox. His big breakout, obviously, I'm going backwards here, was Fast Times at Ridgemont High, where he is very, very charming and crazy and basically playing like a kind of a who's your man who I liked? Fucking Breckin Mayer prototype.
Right. Yeah,
I would argue Breckin Mayer bases his entire shtick in stuff like Clueless off of Sean Penn in Fast Times. Charming, stoner, long hair, high school guy. And it's crazy how Sean Penn has like never done that performance again. Like, he literally doesn't do silly comedy really ever again. Like,
Fast Times isn't what the Bernard Shaw mural is from.
No, that's Easy Rider.
Easy Rider, sorry. Very
different. Fast Times at Ridgemont High is a high school comedy.
Yeah.
Like Judge Reinhold and stuff. There's a movie in 2004 that he's in. Again, I cannot express enough. For some reason, I was hyper aware of every new Sean Penn movie between 2003 and 2007. The Assassination of Richard Nixon, great title.
Yep.
Is a movie he's in. I watched it when I was like 12 and I didn't get it. The Interpreter, you and I watched last year, is him and Nicole Kidman. Remember this one? They're in the UN. It's like
vaguely.
Your man directs it.
I think you watched more of it than I did.
Mr. Man, who directed all those movies we talked about recently, Sidney Pollack. He did it. It's one of his last film, I think.
Yeah.
And it's Sean Penn and Nicole Kidman, and it's like an espionage thing in the UN. He's in a remake of All the King's Men.
I remember watching that,
Milk, second Oscar, 7 years after his first Oscar. Kind of undeniable. If you want to hear me talk about Milk, folks, there's a great podcast I can recommend called City Sickos.
Yeah.
Myself and Hannah Friedel, former guest on the show, every month we talk about a movie set in Dublin and compare it to a movie set in San Francisco. And this month we did 2 political biopics about great men who were assassinated in their prime, Michael Collins and Milk. And we talk at length about Milk and Sean Penn. So I'd recommend you go check out that episode. He wins the second Oscar for Milk, which is a really, really good performance. And unfortunately for Mickey Rourke, who was the front runner that whole season, people were just like, Mickey Rourke's an asshole. Sean Penn's like slightly less of an asshole.
Not yet. It has not yet reached peak asshole. Probably.
No, I mean, he probably had his domestic violence accusations at that point, but he maybe hadn't reached peak asshole in terms of his political outspokenness. In 2010, he's in a really, really middle-of-the-road Doug Liman thriller with Naomi Watts called Fair Game.
Do you really need to put middle of the road before Doug Liman thriller?
Yeah, exactly. I know. It's real just like... They
redundancy.
work in the White House, and there are some files that go missing. There's someone's in Iraq. I watched this on my laptop on a train last year just to tick it off. I just felt like I had to tick it off. It was like Ty Burrell has a big role in it. I just wanted to have seen it. They play a married couple in that, which is funny. Tree of Life, he's like, most of that movie, he's stumbling around on the beach and on like kind of these weird rocky spaces that look like spittle. He plays Brad Pitt's son in the present.
Yeah.
Most of the movies, Brad Pitt in the past.
With Chastain.
And then Sean Penn plays the kid in the present. He's not the most interesting part of that by any means. He works with Paolo Sorrentino in 2011 in a film that was shot in Ireland called This Must Be the Place, where he basically plays Robert Smith from The Cure. Crazy goth hair and
Is this
makeup.
Young Pope?
Yeah,
Paolo
Sorrentino. Paolo, yeah. I watched this last year.
Yeah, I remember you watching it. Tell me about it.
So he plays this crazy goth who is hanging out in Dublin in Dundrum Shopping Centre with Eve Hewson and Olwen Fware. And he goes on an adventure to America because his father was I'm trying to remember. His father was a Holocaust survivor.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
Or he's a Holocaust survivor. I can't remember. And he meets Kerry Condon, and like a bunch of other people are in it. It's not that bad. Like, it's kind of worth a watch because you get to see Sean Penn like stumbling around Rings End, dressed like Robert Smith. I mean, it's a crazy, crazy film. Frances McDormand plays his wife, I think, or something. Oh, anyway, I soft recommend on that. He is. That's it. That's the leading man cut off there for Sean Penn.
We did get a soft boy party last year in Daddy-O with the.
Oh yeah,
Sean
well,
Penn
I'm getting to that.
Okay,
as in, this must be the place. That is the cutoff.
Yeah.
Leading man career aborted.
Yeah.
We're into supporting character actor mode. He's the villain in Gangster Squad. He is the guy at the end of the journey in Midi.
Yeah.
He's the photographer that Stiller is going to meet. He is in Angry Birds movie for some reason. He's in a movie called The Gunman, which is like Lionsgate, Liam Neeson slop.
Sure. Yeah.
He does another Irish produced film called The Professor and the Madman with Mel Gibson, two normal guys. He directs a few films during this time, including a movie starring him and his daughter called Flag Day. And the nicest thing I can say about Flag Day is that Glenn Hansard and Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam did a song for it called Flag Day. That is kind of good, kind of a good song, but I've never seen the film. Very good supporting performance in Licorice Pizza, where he's playing a sort of William Holden type, old movie star that Alana Haim's character gets kind of swept up by. He's in a TV show about Watergate as the second lead to Julia Roberts called Gaslit, that I guarantee you've never heard of.
No.
Written and directed by Sam Esmail.
The White House Plumbers of its day.
Exactly. And he's also on a show called The First, which is about an astronaut. He plays a guy going to space that comes out right around the same time as First Man, and it's very confusing titles. But like the documentary shit is off the charts. Superpower, a 2023 documentary about Vladimir Zelensky that he directs and appears in, and the poster is him and Zelensky wading through rubble with soldiers on either side of them. He also does a lot of stuff around vaccines. In
which
LA,
way?
As in building vaccine centers in LA. Makes that his issue for a while. Makes Zelensky his issue. He's good pals with Bill Maher. Hangs out with him a lot. Goes on the show all the time. Just surrounds himself with people I'm not really into. He's in a movie called Asphalt City with Ty Sheridan, who ironically plays the younger version of him in The Tree of Life. Daddy-O, you've seen? I've
seen.
Thoughts? Dakota J?
It's worth a watch, I think. It's pretty... It's literally just the two of them sitting in a car in real time for 90 minutes.
So it's like shit Collateral?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit Collateral, but...
And what's the twist? Is there a twist?
No,
is he your father?
They just go through their emotions and work them out.
They're just two strangers.
It's a therapy session.
It doesn't turn out that they're related.
Yeah, he's just like a little bit of a conservative taxi man, probably a Curtis Sliwa type, and she's probably a Zoran gal, and like they talk about their dads and their life and all that good stuff.
Great.
Yeah.
There you go. And this year, Sean Penn, one battle after another. You know, I heard he was going to be in this movie, and I went, oh, because it was going to be Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh.
And I was like, ooh. And then it was going to be Sean Penn. And I was like, ugh. And after having seen Eddington and One Battle After Another in the same year, hard to overstate how well things turned out for PTA in this movie. Yeah. Sean Penn is so good in this film.
It lets him completely utilize all the things that people might be kind of questionable towards him. It's like weird, violent fetishism towards women and
weird
fondness of militarism. And
it's insane. It's an insanely good checked-in performance for a guy who spent the last 5 years like fetishizing Zelensky and obsessing over taking down Russia, and like exactly is like loves wading through rubble with these guys. Like it's clearly inspired by Vince McMahon. People I think put their finger on.
Okay.
He walks like Vince McMahon.
Right.
Trump a little bit.
Yeah.
A couple of guys around Trump. It's like a really clever reading of the type of silly, goofy, but scary white nationalist conservative that runs America these days.
Yeah.
Who you can laugh at because he walks like he shits his pants.
Yeah.
But he's also really fucking scary and will point a gun at your head.
Yeah.
And I think that it's kind of crazy that someone who seems as delusional and narcissistic and up his own hole as Sean Penn was able to like hone in on all of these things and produce what is an incredible performance and is like the villain of the decade, you might almost argue.
Yeah.
Like it's an iconic character already. I've only seen the movie once and I could already kind of like picture his stupid
his lips going.
like,
Sorry, when he sticks his comb in his mouth and then he pulls it out and slicks his hair back.
It's incredible. And like the movie begins within the first 5 minutes with a boner joke with him and Tiana Taylor. And then there's this whole thing with him fetishizing her. And then he spends the rest of the movie trying to hunting down his daughter. And like, and then at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, he gets kind of killed off by the Christmas adventurers who have recruited him by they give him a cool corner office and he like leans back. This is the life. And then he gets gassed and thrown in an incinerator.
It's a funny corner office because it's just like overlooking Phoenix, Arizona or something. And it's just the most boring looking skyscraper office you can imagine.
And it's a great, good, pathetic character. I love it. Benicio, maybe even better in that movie though.
Yeah.
He's so good. And he's only in it for, I think, someone did the maths the other day. I don't know, I can't remember. Somewhere between like 10 and 15 minutes.
Of just actual screen time.
Yeah. And you like, it makes sense because he is only in a certain chunk of the
movie.
movie.
A lot of it comes in this kind of one, it's not a one-shot sequence, but it's close enough.
Yeah, it moves so quickly.
Yeah.
I might watch One Bad After Another this evening. It's out on streaming now. I might throw it on. It's so fucking good. He's playing his character, what's the name of his character?
Sensei, I guess.
He's playing the guy who's teaching Sensei Sergio San Carlos. Yep. He's teaching Chase Infinity karate.
Yeah.
And he has this studio with like a Japanese Superman the movie poster on the wall. Yeah. And he, it turns out, is harboring refugees in the back of his place. And he is a confidant of DiCaprio's character. And he just has a couple of really fantastic scenes. And like, honestly, I could tell from the trailer that he was going to be the best part of this movie. Because the trailer has the scene where him and DiCaprio are in the hallway and DiCaprio is like, thank you, Sensei. People are releasing it. And Del Toro just like gives him the salute and then like disappears.
No, he's a good controlling presence beside DiCaprio's buffoon.
Yes,
and it kind of settles it for what probably is the most manic part of the film.
Yeah, exactly. He's like a force of stability in the center of chaos. He's just the type of performance I'm drawn to, and I think he, having been so good a few months earlier in Phoenician Scheme. And now I'm like, this guy should be a Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor nominee this year. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm so into what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, he's so wonderful. In Phoenician Scheme, he plays the main character whose name is Zaza Korda. Yeah. And he's just this like crazy international.
He's an infrastructure building.
Yeah, he's an entrepreneur, criminal, mastermind guy. Yeah. Flies around in a little plane. He ends up with his daughter, who's a nun, played by Kate Winslet's daughter, and his pal.
He's like building the children's hospital in Dublin.
Yeah,
like.
You know what? We're going to talk about this on our Golden Boys episode in a couple of months, so we won't go too much into it. But he's great in that film. It's his second or third Wes Anderson. He was really great in The French Dispatch as well, where he plays the inmate who Adrian Brody is obsessed with.
Yes,
he's hanging out with Lea Seydoux and Adrian Brody. He's the best part of that. So yeah, he's like really kind of like come back in a big way in the last few years as a kind of borderline leading man, to the point that like Wes Anderson was willing to put him as the sole face on the poster of his new movie, despite its cast featuring people like Tom Hanks and, you know, Tilda Swinton. I don't know who, I can't remember who's in this one, but loads of people.
Cranston and Cumberbatch and like other.
Yeah, Bill Murray and Riz Ahmed. And you're like, oh yeah, but Benicio del Toro still carries enough weight to be the guy, which is class. And he's an Academy Award winner for his performance in Traffic. I've watched a bit of Traffic. I watched about 45 minutes of it. It has 21 grams as color grading.
Oh, it's a trafficking thing, like human trafficking.
Yeah, it's human trafficking thing. Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking, sorry, yeah.
He plays just kind of like a guy on the border who's getting into trouble. Michael Douglas plays a congressman whose daughter gets addicted to crack. It's a really tough watch, but he wins supporting actor in that big year where Steven Soderbergh has 2 Best Director nominations for Traffic and Erin Brockovich. Julia Roberts wins Best Actress for Brockovich. Benicio wins Best Supporting for Traffic. Soderbergh can't lose, and then he comes back the year after with Ocean's 11. You know, it's crazy. But Benicio, he's in a bunch of beloved ensemble films, like, for example, The Usual Suspects, and, for example, Snatch, and Traffic, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. These are not films that I have any particular relationship with, but I think he pops in all of those, especially in something like Snatch, where I think he's kind of the main part of that, him and Pitt and Statham.
Yeah.
That's a movie we could do someday. I don't think we will. I really don't like Fear and Loathing. I think it's dreadful. He's the lead of Christopher McQuarrie's debut, Way of the Gun, which I did watch once just to be a McQuarrie completist, and I did not care for it. It's a kind of mediocre neo-noir thing. Post-Oscar, really, it is 21 grams. And then
is this kind of very shortly after?
It's a year or two after, so this is kind of the role he's getting off the Oscar win. Then Sin City he has a big role in. He's in a movie called Things We Lost in the Fire with Halle Berry. And then Soderbergh kind of cashing his big blank check by making not one but 2 Che Guevara biopics with Benicio, which come out in 2008.
Like related, or he was just
Shay
like
Part 1, Shay Part 2.
Okay, it wasn't like
It's
I have a different idea. I'm starting.
No, it's a Kill Bill thing. He makes
Yeah.
like a big epic, splits it into 2 parts, releases them both in the same year. And I remember that being a big thing. That like we got this great actor, he's perfect to play Shay, and Soderbergh's doing his Shay movies. I've never watched them. I definitely should. It would be good to learn more about Shay and his life. Che Guevara, whose portrait hilariously hangs in the Student Union building in DCU. In 2010, they make this Wolfman movie with Benicio and Emily Blunt, which is just kind of weird casting. And this is where I feel like his star power starts to wane a little.
This is what happens when you pair with Emily Blunt.
Yeah, I know. He's in the Oliver Stone movie Savages, and then he's into like, I am the villain in Marvel and Star Wars. He plays the Collector in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's a supporting role in PTA's Inherent Vice. He is a supporting role in Sicario, which is, I can't remember. I don't think he got an Oscar nomination for it, but he was in the mix for an Oscar nomination. He's very good in Sicario. Good enough that they greenlight Sicario Day of the Soldado to give him and Brolin a second go at it, even though Blunt and Villeneuve don't want to come back. And he is the primary force in that sequel, and he's very good in it.
Does he have any Coens?
Any Coens? Not that I'm seeing here. No, he's got PTA. He's got Wes Anderson. It's funny. He does his Guardians of the Galaxy thing again in Star Wars: The Last Jedi in 2017. Then Stiller casts him as Richard Matt in his Escape at Dannemora miniseries, which is where his infamous moment, which I will now impersonate, comes from. Don't tell anybody. When Stiller was on Mark Maron, he said that Benicio insisted upon that performance choice.
I heard that clip.
Yeah, and the funniest thing ever is that the year after he does that clip, he is cast as Swiper in Dora and the City of Gold, which is fantastic. And he goes, Swiper, no swiping. It's brilliant. He is once again reunited with Soderbergh in a 2021 movie called No Sudden Move, which was a Project Popcorn classic, which is to say it was dumped on HBO Max in the middle of October. I was very excited for that movie because in 2021, I was excited by the prospect of a film that starred Don Cheadle, Benicio del Toro, David Harbour, John Hamm, Ray Liotta, Brendan Fraser, Kieran Culkin, Julia Fox. And then I sat down and watched it, and I went, you know what? None of those people is a sign of quality in any context. Many of those people, in fact, are a red flag.
So you don't think any of them actors you listed
suggests that a project will be a sure thing?
Okay.
No.
You just thought the aggregate of all of them surely will produce
Julia
something.
Fox, loads of crap. Kieran Culkin, loads of crap. Brendan Fraser, loads of crap. John Hamm, David Harbour, mostly crap. I mean, probably, yeah. Kieran Culkin probably has the best hit rate of any of those.
That's because he's pretty low.
Yeah, he's barely in
overall,
anything. There you go. But very funny that within 3 years of that movie coming out, Fraser and Culkin would both win Oscars. That's fair fucks to them.
We might have a third one.
We might have a third one. Well, is there anyone there who hasn't already got one? Yeah, Don Cheadle should have an Oscar. We haven't done him on this podcast.
No, but maybe that's the reason why.
Yeah, he's just a stable force, like we said.
Is he old yet?
He's not old enough to be getting a pity one.
Not even pity ones, but has he transitioned into playing grandfathers?
No, he's 61.
No,
he's playing the fucking AI in Space Jam 2. He needs to grow up and make some real movies.
Yeah, he's still default fucking CIA agent in.
He's the white Ewan McGregor. The two of them of them take too many paychecks to be getting a sympathy Oscar. They need to chill out, stop doing Marvel, you stop doing Star Wars.
But he's also not popping up in stuff like The Amateur as much as he probably should be.
Don Cheadle. I mean, who would he be in The Amateur?
Larry
Fish.
Larry
Fish.
Fish.
He's not old enough to be Larry Fish.
Yeah.
Larry Fish doesn't have an Oscar either, which is kind of nuts. All right.
It's almost as if there's some institutional
I
problems
love
in there.
I know. I love when the movie has 3 stars. It takes the wind out of my lungs. Naomi Watts time. Obviously one of a wave of Australian actresses, blonde Australian actresses who takes over Hollywood in the 2000s. You got your Nicole Kidman's before the 2000s. You got your Cate Blanchett.
Yep.
You got Naomi Watts, and then you kind of wait a few years and you got Margot Robbie. It is kind of nuts how that's just like a group of the great female movie stars, and they're all these incredible blonde Australian.
And by kind of proximity, we can add in Charlize Theron as a Southern Hemisphere.
I think so. Yeah, she counts. So Naomi Watts kind of comes over from Australia. Waiting to pop off. I think she's missing out on a couple of big roles.
Yeah, she comes over for a jitterbug contest, which is pretty weird.
Yes. She has, weirdly additional character voices in Babe Pig in the City, which is just, a big Australian production.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously one of my, favorite movies of all time. But, I've never seen a single thing she's in up until, the greatest film ever made.
Yeah.
Mulholland Drive in 2001. What a star-making performance. Recently was named, I believe, Vulture's #1
I think
performance of the 21st century.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't have a problem with that. I was like, that's a good choice. Like, you rarely see a list of the best performances that isn't a fucking piss take of itself with Daniel Plainview, the Joker, Taxi Driver. Like, it's so refreshing to just see, like, they actually picked an incredible standout leading performance from a movie that I adore. I'm trying to find the full.
And it's not something from like Everything Ever All at Once.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's from an actual great movie. Like, it was The Ringer. Sorry, not Vulture.
The Ringer.
You know what? The Ringer's a bit better for the lists than Vulture is actually. There's a reason I like their content. And like I think Naomi Watts, having never really delivered on the promise of her Mulholland Drive performance, kind of helps. Whereas like Daniel Day-Lewis and Robert De Niro and Heath Ledger or whatever, like those are great careers. Those are great actors, great careers. Naomi Watts, clearly a great actress because of the performance, but because that performance is kind of a one and done for her in terms of just that level of greatness, it does make it easy to be like, well, that's just a one special amazing thing.
I mean, it's you've set the bar impossibly high.
I know.
You can't,
I want to do before the end of the year. I don't know if we'll have time, but I would like to do a 21st century Golden Boys. Of some kind where we do acting categories for the century. But for now, the top 10 that they put out on The Ringer was Kirsten Dunst in Melancholia, Joaquin Phoenix in The Master, Jesse Eisenberg in The Social Network, Denzel in Training Day, Ledger, Joker, Fine, Bardem in No Country, Blanchett as Tar, which I really like as a choice, Hoffman in The Master.
Sure.
I don't think you should be able to put the same movie twice in the top 10.
Yeah.
Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood, and then Mulholland, Naomi Watts. So they're not straying too far from the norm in the top 10.
No.
But it's a really nice choice to put her in there. And she's so fucking good. I mean, even just the scene, I don't know, how recently have you seen Mulholland Drive? Did you see it in the cinema last year?
I saw it last year,
Okay, we both saw it in the cinema recently. The scene where she goes to the audition with that kind of weird, wrinkly older man.
Yeah.
And she just gets really, really, like, sensual with him really fast, and then she just snaps out of it. It's a bit like Edward Norton in Birdman, but on a much bigger scale, where you're like, oh man, I understand acting after watching that. She's fucking
it's always funny. It's always funny seeing two layers of acting.
Where
it's like someone's acting within their acting. It's always good.
Yeah,
it's good.
Anyone who can pull that off is really talented.
But sorry, she's also doing two performances.
She is. She's playing kind of silly, flirty, naive young woman who's new in LA and is hanging out with your one from on the town. And then she's doing...
the film basically resets.
Yes, and then she plays, basically miserable, depressed, homicidal, drug addict, whatever you can tick. And both are great performances.
To the point where kind of like I was a bit confused.
Is that the same person?
The same person, yeah.
No, she's unbelievable. She is cast then in the remake of The Ring, which is Gore Verbinski, which is scary. I'm never watching that. Does kind of go back and forth with Australia for a while. Like she's in Ned Kelly. She's in Le Divorce, which is a...
I wonder what that means.
Yeah, there's her and Kate Hudson, and it's the boys who did Remains of the Day and all that, Merchant Ivory.
Yeah.
Then you got 21 Grams. She's in a movie called We Don't Live Here Anymore, which is kind of a fun four-way boy party. I almost would do this in the podcast someday. It's Ruffalo, Dern, her, and then Peter Krause from 911 and Parenthood.
Is this a real four-way lead, or is it a kind of ensemble?
It's a Carnage Closer type movie.
Okay, yeah.
It's four people at a party arguing.
Yeah.
Like, something like that. She's actually in The Assassination of Richard Nixon with Sean Penn the year after this.
Okay.
She's very good in I Heart Huckabees, where she's kind of in that silly, flirty, upbeat mode. You can kind of just tell from her face on the poster. They do The Ring 2, and then her biggest gamble cast as a blockbuster leading woman that's ever happened is in Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Oh, yes.
Which... I literally talked about that movie earlier today when I recorded the Lord of the Rings 25 for 25, but that film is all right, but I think she's really, really good in it. And that's a role that was previously played by people like Jessica Lange, subsequently sort of played by Brie Larson, although that's a different character. But yeah, she's so good. She's playing this beautiful Hollywood actress who goes out to the jungle, and the ape falls in love with her, and she's got a romance with a giant monkey, and she pulls it off. It's great.
Tough
she's
to do.
So good. Then she pops up in Lynch's Inland Empire. She's in the remake of Funny Games. Cronenberg puts her in Eastern Promises. She's very good in the Woody Allen movie You Will Meet a Tall Dark Stranger with people like Josh Brolin and all that. Dreamhouse, J. Edgar. Don't know what she's up to in J. Edgar.
Nobody's up to much in that, I don't think.
Yeah, The Impossible, big coworker movie. The her and Ewan McGregor, Tom Holland tsunami movie.
Oh,
That's
yes.
Coworkers love The Impossible. They do. As we mentioned, she was in Birdman. She plays Princess Diana in a biopic, which everyone hates. And she showed up to an interview with Simon Mayo, and he said, are you worried about how the royal family were going to react to this film? And the interview's over, I'm leaving. And she gets up and storms out. Very bad move for her. She is someone that they have done on This Had Oscar Buzz podcast. They did a whole season of Naomi Watts because there have been so many blunder, failed attempts to get her awards attention in the last 20 years. Yeah. It's kind of heartbreaking that it just continually does not work out for Naomi Watts, who is someone who has so much talent and tries so hard. I'm trying to remember, did she get an Oscar nomination for Mulholland? I actually don't know if she
Probably
did.
Not.
She did get one.
Okay, she did.
For 21 Grams. And for The Impossible. Yeah. So her Best Actress nomination was in 2013. That's not so bad. That's hilarious. Best Lead, she was nominated for 21 Grams. That's funny.
Very funny, yeah.
She is in the Baumbach movie While We're Young, which we've done a podcast about if you want to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
St.
Who's
Vincent.
She's
Stiller's wife.
She's Stiller's wife.
And then Seyfried and Driver are the young folk. St. Vincent, that kind of feels like Greta Gerwig wasn't available, so he put Naomi Watts in there instead. That feels like a role Greta Gerwig probably was the first choice for.
Were they involved at that stage?
I think so, yeah, because she'd been in Greenberg a few years before.
Oh, yeah, of course.
She's in the Divergent movies as some sort of villain after Kate Winslet gets killed off. They bring her in. I watched her recently in a film called Demolition, which is a Jean-Marc Vallée film with Jake Gyllenhaal. There's a lot of stuff in here popping up in Feud, Book of Henry, Glass Castle. These are very bad films. She is in Vice as a news anchor in a cameo.
Oh, that's funny.
She is phenomenal as Dougie Jones's wife.
I was waiting for you to get around to this.
Her only other truly great performance.
Yeah.
She's so good. Janie Jones.
Again, she's obviously the optimal woman to act as like opposite a towering buffoon.
Yeah.
King Kong, Dougie Jones,
Sean Penn.
The
works, yeah.
Who's the she have a love interest in Mulholland?
Not really. The other woman. Yeah.
I wouldn't call her a towering buffoon.
No, I wouldn't.
No, not at all.
But there's towering buffoons everywhere that I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean Naomi Watts now is a superstar of movies that don't exist. The Wolf Hour, Penguin Bloom, The Desperate Hour, Infinite Storm, Good Night Mommy, This Is the Night, Periodical, Emmanuel. None of these are real movies. The only real movie she's been in the last couple of years is The Friend, the dog film, and she is currently starring in the widely panned Ryan Murphy show with Kim Kardashian.
Oh, she is.
She's in that. Can't remember. All's Fair.
All is Fair.
She's in that
All's
shit.
Fair.
And it's like,
Christ.
womp womp. Someone dropped the ball here.
What do you put her in?
Naomi womp womps. What do you put her in? I don't know. David Lynch is dead, so maybe she needs to retire.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, like
I don't know what you put her in. She is married to Billy Crudup, and I hope they are happy.
I hope so too.
She met him on a Netflix show in 2017 called Gypsy, which I did enjoy. It was trashy fun. It's her as an academic of some kind who has a steamy affair with her student, Sophie Cookson from the Kingsman films. And Billy Crudup plays the husband, and that show is a lot of fun, honestly, if you like those two actors. It's just them being sexy for 10
it's
episodes.
nice to see something good come out on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. But her and Billy Crudup, an incredibly attractive and glamorous couple.
Yeah.
Billy Crudup, a man with not particularly great history with women, so maybe they won't stay together for very long.
Have they been married a while now?
They've been together since 2017. They got married in 23. So her ex-husband is, she was involved with Heath Ledger, but her ex-husband is Liev Schreiber, and they have a child, a transgender child, and I believe they're both very supportive of that child, but Liev Schreiber is unfortunately a Zionist, so I don't know what Naomi Watts' involvement is there, but anyway. I don't know what you put her in. I feel like she is unfortunately not getting as much we're not getting as much out of Naomi Watts as we should be, considering her level of talent. She is 57 years old. Maybe it's crazy, right? Maybe her 60s will bring wonderful new opportunity.
Honestly, you could have convinced me she was in her late 40s.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. No, incredible. Yeah. Looks so young.
She had a bit of a late start, I believe.
She did. I think so. Well, she was floundering in Australia trying to get work for years.
Yeah.
Okay. I found one celebrity who has 21 grams in their letterboxd top 4. Mia Goth. What a freak.
Oh,
what a sick freak.
Wow.
Imagine this being one of your favorite films.
That's really funny.
That's really funny. So, can you guess?
She's probably just into hair transplant.
Sicko Mia Goth's other favorite films.
Is there some horror in there?
Let's have a look.
Surely.
Is there some horror in Mia Goth's 4 favorite films?
Is there an old Conjuring?
I
one of these,
am delaying while it loads. There is not any horror in here. No.
Okay.
This is an interesting selection, but these are all films you have to be a little bit perverse to want to watch.
All right. I'd say start rolling in with a bit of a hint there.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're gonna get any of these. Okay. One of them is
Well, have I seen them? Sorry, just
no.
Oh, okay.
Okay, one of them is a beloved film by a great Spanish filmmaker. The great Spanish filmmaker Almodovar. It's
I'm already out. I can't.
This movie is Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Next up, we have a film by the director of Roofman, Derek Cianfrance.
Huh.
It's a boy party starring 2 fantastic actors that we love.
Enough to do them on the episode
We could do this we've done both these actors on the podcast. We could do this movie. It's from 2010.
Yep.
It's a romantic drama starring a very talented and attractive young couple.
Is this Channing Tatum?
Nope.
No. Gosling?
Ryan Gosling.
It's the Notebook?
Nope. This is more serious than that. Very
Drive?
No.
No.
A little bit before that.
Is Naomi Watson Drive? Or who's the woman in Drive?
Carey Mulligan. This is Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams.
Oh, yes.
Blue Valentine.
Blue Valentine.
And then her last one, you're not going to get this. It's The Dreamers.
Sorry, we forgot to... Is Michelle Williams Australian?
No.
No.
She's American.
Never mind.
Yeah. Kirsten Dunst is also American.
Mm-hmm.
The Dreamers.
The Dreamers.
I think it's Bertolucci. I don't know. Anyway, that's number 4 with Eva Green. Sicko movies from a sicko Mia Goth. There we go.
Fair enough. She's watching stuff.
21 grams.
Are all of those 4 films stuff that could realistically be shown at 11 o'clock on RT2? And maybe is that just what Mia Goth's watching?
They're not showing Spanish language films on RT2.
That is very true. That's very true.
The Dreamers, I think, is like borderline softcore pornographic. I don't think they're showing that in RT2. So that's it, folks. That's our 21 grams episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I think this episode is more fun than the movie. I don't want to do the box office.
Okay.
We've been running 52 minutes.
Grand.
I want to do other stuff with my day.
Sure.
And we'll be back next week with episode 98. Episode 100 coming up live on Saturday, but you can hear it in a few weeks' time. Visit boypartypod.com. You can hear the 25 for 25 episodes every week. And follow Boy Party Pod on Instagram and Blue Sky. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Thank you.